How is it going, everyone? It is Sean, or the Armchair Coach, and we are back for episode 6 of UTSA Dynasty. I can't believe we have reached 6 episodes already. These last couple episodes have been a blast. We have made so much progress in our goals, and we have jumped right in here for recruiting. As we can see, the update for this week is we've had to spend all of our hours, and we had to end up giving a scholarship to Stephen Montgomery here. He finally earned an offer from Arkansas. And then some of these other recruitments, we decided to start putting down some more points, because we can see here that we're losing ground in some of these recruitings, like Jordan Ofadile here. Baylor ends up taking the lead because they have a way better pipeline than we do. And Oklahoma State ends up taking us over for Paul Petrowski here. And I think we are losing ground here in this recruitment for Xavier Dicker as well. Now, the positive thing is all of these guys that we lost ground on, we are bringing them in for visits before the other teams in their recruiting list can bring them in. So the hope with that is we get them in, we have a great performance while they're on the campus, and we convince them to come to UTSA before they can even think about going to a different school. But that brings us to the biggest part of this episode, which is this game in particular. We have a big matchup this week against Memphis, and we have 4 recruits who are going to be in attendance. We have Legend Amadi here, we have Mitch Fallon, we have Jordan Ofadile, and Chuck Rudolph coming to see this game this week. And as you can see, Jordan Ofadile is one of those recruitments that we are losing ground in. And then these two guys, we could potentially seal the recruitment with a good game here. However, we are up against a tough Memphis team that has given us a tough challenge last season, and I don't know how this game will go. So far this season, aside from the Texas game, and I mean, in that Texas game, it was more me blowing it than our team, but we were not necessarily up to par against a strong opponent. However, looking at the matchup on paper, this should absolutely be a game where we can come out and maybe finally announce ourselves as American Conference favorites. So let's jump in here and let's see what our UTSA Roadrunners have for the Memphis Tigers today. Okay, big game inside the Alamo Dome, as our UTSA Roadrunners will take the field in our home stadium for just the second time this season. We have been the road darlings so far, but we'll finally make a home. Oh, there they are. The Headless fans are always in attendance here at the Coach Chair games, and we will take the field here as we have a big matchup, a big rematch here against Memphis. Man, it would sure be nice to get a win today. As the Memphis Tigers take the field, man, they have so many alternate options. They've got, like, almost as many as Oregon, I would say. I was looking through the options as I was selecting our uniforms for this game, and man, they got a rich uniform selection. But anyway, we'll hop in here as we see some shirtless fans. We got headless fans, we got shirtless fans, we got floating suspenders probably in the stands somewhere. It is a weird variety of fans that come out to these Roadrunner games, as we will take the kickoff here, as I forgot to put us on Play the Moments, but we will watch DJ Dugard Jr. here take the field. Had a great game last week, 94 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns, and we will jump into the sim here and let our team do some stuff in the sim, and we will see what our moments look like this game, as we will get put on defense to make a key stop on 3rd down. Defense has been playing great football. The fact that we held Texas to just 20 points is a great sign of what our defense is capable of, but we get frozen there on a key 3rd down, but a big hit from one of our defenders there, as we are now in another 3rd down situation. Long 3rd down. It's a 3rd and 20. Did not realize it was that long, so we might back out into some zone coverage here. Play the sticks. Do not let Memphis pick it up. Everything is covered, but as we cannot get any pressure, something eventually gets open, and they are in our red zone. Just, I mean, it stinks when their quarterback's got a zillion years to throw the ball. Maybe I should have sent some extra pressure, but it doesn't matter, as they'll hand off here and get a touchdown and take the lead here early on our home turf. Offense got to come out here and do something, and we get a passing touchdown, a long passing touchdown there to tie the game up, and we now find ourselves in a 3rd and 5 situation on the 35-yard line. Let's see if we can just pick up something through the air. They're playing the curls there very well, but James Hand is very capable of stepping up and picking up the first with his legs. We'll happily rely on that when we need to here. But definitely like being able to get the passing game going. I think it opens up stuff for us on the ground. We're left with a 3rd and 8 here now. We'll try to get something here to Mekhi Anderson, and we will get a short completion. It's short of the sticks. We will get the opportunity to go for it on 4th. And once again, okay, so if our offensive line holds up, this could be a great play. Things go poorly, but DJ Dugar makes a man miss, puts him in the spin cycle, and we pick up a big first down here. So 1st and 10, we can pick up the first without scoring a touchdown here. And we will end the first with a 7-7 tie. I think this is already a much better start for us than last year's game against Memphis, where much like the game against Tulane in year 1, we were just kind of out of the game for a large portion of it up until like the 4th quarter, when I'm sure their team was made up of a lot of backups getting some playing time. So 1st and 10 here from the 13. We were going to go with the pass, but I think they're going to end up covering it pretty well. So let's go ahead and give DJ Dugar Jr. here a carry, as he'll pick up 4, and it's 2nd and 6. Maybe we finally look for something in the passing game. They're playing some zone coverage, and they've got everything blanketed there, and I tried to step up, but nothing's going on. And 3rd and 10 now. Can't do much when that is the case. Maybe we have an idea here. It's a little controversial, maybe, as did one of our guys jump. Tried to do too many things as the clock was running down, and we ended up pulling a false start penalty. I was trying to maybe set up James Madison with a one-on-one opportunity in the end zone, but we still might be able to do that here. It's our favorite thing to do. He's just a great go up and get it guy. Can we go up and get it again? No. They knock it out. It's going to be 4th and long, and we'll just kick the field goal here, take a 3-point lead. Disappointing. Can't make the big catch every time, but James Madison has been so consistent in going up and really bringing down those big balls for us. God, fuck. I can't help when it fits. Yeah, it gets worse. It gets worse if I try to make it sound better. But yeah, I mean, he's just been that big catch guy for us, and why wouldn't we go up and let him have another opportunity to go get it for us? So still holding a 3-point lead here. 2nd quarter winding down. Memphis in our red zone once again, and 1st and goal here. They're going to hand off, I think. No, they're going to go with an RPO and dump it off to the tight end, and he will force his way into the end zone. Touchdown Memphis here. So offense looking a little bit slow in this game, as Memphis will be with, Memphis with a big 3rd and 16 here. Can we get a stop and maybe get our offense a chance before the end of the half? 2-minute timeout as we get them stopped close to the first down, and I knew this was going to happen. They're going to go for it on 4th. Let's play some man. Try to get them to beat us man-to-man, which I think we've got the cornerbacks to defend pretty well, and we do defend pretty well, but they still get the completion. So Memphis driving down our field now, and it's a 3rd and 9. We really need to make some stops here on defense. And I mean, honestly, I'm more worried about our offense not doing anything rather than our defense not making any stops. I mean, we're actually not playing too bad defensively, I would say. I would say more than anything, our offense is just not pulling their weight as they will hand off. And I don't know what my linebacker is doing, but he was just watching the running back get closer and closer to the first down and just didn't do anything. So they're going to call a timeout with 58 seconds left, but they are deep in our red zone now. So first and 10, we need to step up here. A turnover at this point, I think, is the only way this isn't bad. Going down by a full touchdown at halftime, I think, is definitely not the route we will end up wanting to take here. But can the defense actually make the plays that they need to make? We end up stepping up there in coverage that time, and the pressure finally gets through on a play. And so 3rd and 5 now, as there are 13 seconds on the clock. Empty backfield. They could just pull a QB draw here, but they will look to pass. And there's a guy wide open in the corner of the end zone. And who was supposed to cover that region? And oh no, this is a bad showing from our team here. Memphis deep in our red zone once again as we are in the 3rd quarter now, and we will make the tackle for loss on first down. But oh boy, I thought we were going to have a strong game here after we come out and we score early in the 1st quarter, but have been absolutely quiet since, as they'll throw a pass down to the tight end and we will blow that up with Enrique Warrior. He is a really versatile player because he was projected to play Mike as a true freshman, but we put him at defensive end. I think when those defensive end plays drop him out into coverage, he's really valuable, as they will try to rush it in on 3rd and goal and will be stopped short. So up by 11 here, they don't feel any pressure to go for it, and they'll happily take a field goal to go 14 here. So this is a tough situation, but it looks like we're finally doing something here in the second half. Red zone opportunity as the 3rd quarter is coming to a close. I would say any points are great here, but walking away with a touchdown is what we need, and DJ Dugard Jr. is going to be a big part of that here as we hand it off to him on first, and he picks us up a first down immediately. He steps off the field to catch his breath, and we will let Deuce Lawrence walk in a touchdown for us. Crucial drive. Can't walk away empty, and we did not. Running game, as it has been since the beginning, has been a crucial carrier of the offense for us. And it looks like we're going to have an opportunity here to get the ball back. I don't know why it said they were going for it on 4th. They just like to make me nervous. And we will get the ball back here. Offense can't produce anything, but we are now put into a 3rd down situation here. It's a 3rd and 7. I'm really tempted to take the shot down the field to James Madison, but he's not open, so we'll drop it off to Parker Fulgham here. Haven't called his name much this year, at least in the actual game moments. And we're left with a 4th and 15 here, so we're going to be forced to kind of take the long field goal. We know that our true freshman kicker here has the leg for these kicks, as he puts it up and barely sneaks it through. I let go of the power a little early there, but we do close the lead down to 4. Memphis driving down our field as the clock is getting very slim in this game. I have no doubt in my mind that they are trying to run the clock out on us. Big stop there. Jalen Carter has put 168 yards on us on the ground. That is not the kind of defensive performance we want against the run here. Empty backfield on 2nd. They drop back and complete the RPO. We get off of our block there, and Joel Rogers, who has 6 tackles today, makes yet another one for us here, as we now force them into a crucial 3rd and 9. They're trying to drain the clock. We will let them do that until the 2-minute warning, and they're going to go with another RPO, and we will make a stop here and force a 4th and 12. We will let it go to the 2-minute timeout now. And with that, we will be left with a crucial drive where they will most likely hand us the reins to try to stop this game from being a Memphis win. It looked like we got a pretty big return on the kickoff here as we start on the 28. A minute 50 left. Not necessarily a situation where we have to start throwing the ball down the field with reckless abandon. We definitely have room to run some offense, as we will drop a completion off there to James Madison. But we definitely can't be too slow. So we're definitely going to be in the no huddle. And we will try to get some momentum going quickly here. This is, I keep trying these halfback screens, and I'm just disappointed by the results every time. So very, very crucial situation here. We're going to snap the ball, and there's just nothing going on. No one's open. And it's over. We could hop here in the sim. We're going to probably just do a play and sim this out. Really disappointing. There was nobody open. There was no one I could throw it to on that play that would have made a difference. So we walk away shorthanded here in this game, unfortunately, with the recruits in attendance as well. So we will probably be forced to go back to the drawing board on a couple of our recruiting battles here. As we can see, Jalen Carter rushed for almost 200 yards today. I mean, that's just fucking terrible defense from our guys. Not excited to see the stats here. I'm not excited to see what next week looks like, as we will take a look at the stats. Not the highlights. I wish it would just put us on the stats tab first. I could give zero fucks about the highlights after a loss, as we see James Hand completed less than 50% of his passes and only threw a touchdown and an interception today. On the ground, we struggled immensely, only putting up 49 yards on the ground. I mean, that's abysmal. Parker Fulgham had the big catch for a touchdown, it looks like, for us. And then, I mean, for Memphis, it just looks like they got anything they wanted on the ground today. Justin Crandall, their pocket passer quarterback, somehow managed to have 20 yards of rushing against our defense. So, just wasn't meant to be today. It really sucks that we have struggled like this against two ranked opponents back-to-back. Or, I mean, I guess not back-to-back, but in short order, as we will lose another game here this season. So, hate to walk away from that game with a loss, because I think that basically confirms we will not have a chance at the conference title, more than likely. But on to the next one. Got to regroup and prepare ourselves, clench the cheeks, if you will, for what we are about to see. Despite a loss, we do manage to get a hard commitment from Eric Key. And yeah, I think this battle for Jordan Ofadile is over, and we'll probably pivot sooner rather than later. But we will do practice and update recruiting and then talk soon. Okay, so here is the update. So, all things considered, Okay, so here is the update. All things considered, last week being a loss doesn't end up hurting us that badly. We still are in decent shape for the guys we want to go after here. We can still, I think, get Mitch Fallon pretty easily. We're still in decent enough shape for Legend Amadi, and who else was in that visit? Chuck Rudolph we're still fine for, I think. Now, we did end up having to pull out of the recruitment for Jordan Ofadile, so we add Josh Busby here. He is a 2-star prospect, because I think the rest of the 3-star guys that are on the high school board are a little bit too expensive for my taste. So we might try to find somebody in the transfer portal to help continue to fill that gap. However, Josh Bushby doesn't look that bad. He's a little bit rough around the edges, but he's also got some great size. So he could end up developing into something for us. We're just kind of taking shots in the dark at some of these guys at the end of the day. But that is the recruiting update. So gotta bounce back this week now as we run into a matchup at Tulsa this year. I think this team is capable of bouncing back against Tulsa. Memphis is a tough matchup even for the squad we have put together. They're still a good football team, but we were better on paper, so coming up short in that game was definitely rough. But Tulsa we handled last year, and I think we can handle them this year too. Okay, we are in Tulsa. That freaky-ass mascot is once again on the field as we face off against the Tulsa. I can't remember what their team name. I think it's the Golden Hurricanes. I think that's their team name. I guess we'll find out. But we are here. We need to bounce back. Conference wins are important. We want to win as many of them as possible. Well, yep, it is the Golden... Oh, I guess that's the Golden Hurricane. Oh, God, forgive me. You know, I used to have like a giant brain experiment with myself all the time about whether, like, how many teams are out there that don't have a plural at the end of their name. And there's really not that many out there. Like, Stanford is the first one that pops into mind. Obviously, the Stanford Cardinal. And then, I guess, the Tulsa Golden Hurricane, unless the S is just not on the scoreboard, are the other team. But anyway, we'll hop in here. Let's play the moments. Gotta have a big bounce back game. We're already given a third down moment here. In their territory. 3rd and 9 here. We'll drop back to pass. Had no success doing that last game. And try to step up and find something, but nothing going on really. They played great coverage on that play. So 4th down here. They're being aggressive and telling us to go for it. We will oblige them and try to find James Madison, and he will bring in another clutch catch for us. This time maybe not for a touchdown, but we do move the chains and are left with another 3rd and long situation. So offense managed to get themselves into the other half and now cannot seem to get anything going. We'll step in here. We'll try to find something for him. Parker Fulgham looks like he's got something, and we'll drop one off for him. What a throw from James' hand, and we find ourselves on the 1-yard line now. Oh, Tulsa's got themselves some floating invisible fans. 1st and goal as we find ourselves in a situation we struggled to find ourselves in last week, which is scoring opportunities, as we will hand off to Deuce Lawrence. They kind of get into the backfield quickly and blow everything up, so nothing going on there. We'll definitely try to hand off again. Got the other best player in our backfield, DJ Dugard Jr. there, but Tulsa once again just playing clamp coverage on our team. It's so frustrating. It feels like, once again, a team like Tulsa shouldn't be putting up a performance like that, but we will give it to Romel Stevens. Transfer guy that we brought in who hasn't necessarily seen a ton of playing time probably, but he gets us a big touchdown there, and we are up by 7 as we near the end of this first quarter. So 3rd and 8 here. We're going to go to the pass again as I see maybe Arvis Battle Jr. open, and he manages to go up and get the big catch for us. And we are now going to have a red zone opportunity. What do we love doing in the red zone? We love handing the ball off. We've got a great running back who, if we can get him into some space, can definitely make guys miss just like that. And we don't have to take chances when we don't have to. But maybe we try to do something a little bit different here. Maybe we give James Madison II a chance to get a little jet touch pass. Maybe catch Tulsa sleeping. And no, they are ready for that apparently. So 3rd and goal now. What do? Do we hand the ball off? I think that's what I would do. They are playing goal line for this play. Why wouldn't you? We got our heavies out on the field. But it doesn't matter. DJ Dugard Jr. falls forward for another Roadrunner touchdown. It's time for us to bounce back. I agree. as we are up 14 here early in this game. Another third down opportunity on offense for us. Defense playing good football. Like to see that. Take the pressure off of our offense so we can do, just do our thing. I think we try to play here for a short fourth down. Try to catch them with a draw as we'll hand off to Deuce Lawrence. He'll pick up 5. Will they let us go for it? They're giving us the opportunity to kick the field goal or go for it. And I think we go for it. And call me stupid, but if I see that safety come down, we're letting one fly. He's not playing the coverage on James Madison, so we'll let him go up and get another big touchdown for the Roadrunners. How do you replace a guy who can be so consistent at that big catch down the field? Hopefully, when we hit the recruiting trail, and hopefully after hitting the recruiting trail already with George Nidgeman and maybe Romel Stevens, we can find ourselves some other big play catch guys like that. So James Madison brings us up to a 3-touchdown lead as we are given a long drive here as the 2-minute timeout is upon us. We're not in a hurry to score, so let's give Deuce Lawrence a carry. And not much of anything going on here so far. So maybe we just take a shot down the field. I mean, we are up so big in this game already. We don't need to worry about scoring as we're going to have to step up and run with James Hand. But there is plenty of space that time. And we will get tackled through our bench. Oh my God, that tackle would have hurt like hell in real life. So big run for James Hand there as nothing was going on down the field. Able to step up and find the space. And once again, the pressure is coming and we cannot step out of it this time. So 2nd and 14 here. Clock is running slowly. So I think we try to catch them sleeping. See if they're overcommitting to the pass with a run here. And we only pick up 3. They call a timeout. So a 3rd and long situation. What do we want to do here? We have a couple of suggestions here. I'm not sure I'm a huge fan of any of them. Maybe we, once again, send something deep down the field here. Let James Madison in one-on-one coverage go up and make another big catch for us. Yes, sirree. It's too automatic, even on Heisman difficulty for James Madison. More often than not, he has just come up with these huge catches for us. I'm interested to give Romel Stevens some opportunities here. And you know what? Maybe that's what we'll do here before this next play. I want to see if we have another receiver who can go up and make a big catch for us. So we'll put Romel Stevens in for Mekhi Anderson on this play only. And we will run something deep down the field. And he's right there on that right side. Let's try to get, we'll get Fulgham on a crossing route. Maybe he'll pull the safety with him. And he sure does. So we'll get one-on-one for Stevens there as he catches it, but out of bounds. Okay. So maybe something to note here that we try to get Romel Stevens some snaps inside the red zone especially. As I did not mean to put him on a screen there. So 2nd down now. They were playing the QB scramble there, so they do manage to get the sack. So 3rd down here, I think I'm going to call a timeout. Let's catch our breath a little bit and try to find the best play for what we want to do here on 3rd. I think maybe we try to run this comeback route. Maybe Romel Stevens gets a little bit of separation. Maybe there's a one-on-one matchup over there. It sure looks like it, but there's no time. Linebacker gets through with no one covering him. And we will come up empty on our drive before. I mean, not empty, but we will come up short of a touchdown before halftime. But still get 3 points. And we walk into halftime with a 24-0 lead. Can't complain about that. That is, much is for certain. And we walk in here to the 3rd quarter now with another red zone opportunity. Let's see if we can walk away from this one with a touchdown. We have the opportunity to hand off this time. Run game has been a little bit worrisome the last couple games. Does not look like we have been producing a ton on the ground, which kind of stings when our best players are our running backs. But DJ Dugard Jr. manages to pick us up a first down there. Only 82 yards on the ground today, so that's definitely not something we want to see. And first and goal here, we will call something short and let Romel Stevens go up and get one. I guess that wasn't a short pass, but what I meant to say is we'll call something and throw it short and see if we can get something. But Romel Stevens walks away with a touchdown there, and let me remember to take him out of that second wide receiver slot. I mean, honestly, I don't hate this orientation of things, and maybe this is something we explore here, because Parker Fulgham is great, but he's just a little bit slow. So, maybe we do this formulation of it, and then we have Mekhi Anderson playing some slot receiver, so then Romel Stevens has that outside job. We might play with that after this game. But for now, it's 3rd and 7. Parker Fulgham is still in that slot as he tries to get some space, but that's what I'm talking about there. He's not very fast, so I hope that maybe if we put Mekhi Anderson in the slot with the kind of speed that he has, maybe he ends up producing a little bit of something. 3rd and 8 here as we get ready to enter the third. As I say this, Parker Fulgham's got some space down the field and manages to bring in the catch despite me not timing it the best. And we are now in the red zone once again. So James Hand having a much better day here. Almost 300 yards through the air, which is something I don't know if he's done at all so far in his career here at UTSA. As we get ready to enter the fourth quarter here. And definitely the bounce back game that we were hoping for. Hate that where you're not at home and in front of recruits doing this. But we will have that opportunity, I believe, in Week 9 as we're going to hand off to DJ Dugard Jr., who has just truckloads of space, and he is going to shake that booty in the end zone as we are up 38-0 in this game. So, great performance today from the Roadrunners as we will just run the ball as much as we can. We'll let the CPU handle as much of the rest of this game as it needs to. And 4th and inches there. Not able to keep the drive alive. I'm not interested in going forward on 4th. Okay, I guess the CPU is, and we will be inside their red zone, and we'll just keep handing the ball off and running the clock out as Deuce Lawrence not able to get anything going on that run. But 2nd and 12 here. I mean, we haven't really given Mekhi Anderson much of a shot to go up and get it, but he's also 5'9", so I think it's much harder for him to go up and get a big catch at his size. So that's why I'm saying I think it's much better if we put him in the slot instead of Parker Fulgham, who just doesn't have elite speed, and we give him some opportunities in the slot to make something happen. But you know who can go up there and make a big catch? James Madison II. What a performance this guy has had in his career. You want to talk about legends for the Roadrunners in this dynasty. James Madison is going to be at the top of that list. So 3rd and 6 here, less than a minute to go in the game. We'll hand off to Deuce Lawrence. We won't get anything going there in the run game that time, but it doesn't matter, man. We shut this Tulsa team out in their own stadium. I know that is a tough thing to take. I have been on the opposite end of some pretty bad blowouts as a WVU alumni. But we look at the player stats here for our Roadrunners. Well, we can see here for Tulsa, they had 2 quarterbacks in the game, and just neither one of them able to get anything going. I mean, when you have pure runners, you're already putting yourself at a disadvantage in the passing game. But for our guys here, James Hand was very efficient, 70% completion percentage, and just barely 300 yards through the air and 4 touchdowns. I think that is absolutely his best performance so far this year. DJ Dugard Jr. had a slow start to the game, but it looks like he managed to end up picking something up in the second half there as he ends up with 25 carries for 154 yards and 2 touchdowns. And receiving-wise, James Madison Jr. just continues to be an absolutely electric guy for us. And Romel Stevens pulls into touchdowns today. And I think we're going to try to give him some more opportunities here down the line as we get into next week. All right, week 8 matchup this week against Army. So we'll take a look at practice and our recruiting, and we'll give an update when we got one. Okay, so here is the update. So we end up bowing out of another recruitment for the defensive tackle we were pursuing. So we end up adding Ben Cuevas here, who's a gem. Looks like he's quite the pass rusher out of the gate. He does have a couple of teams going for him in SMU and LSU, but we will throw ourselves into this recruitment. We had to throw him a pretty big offer at 55 NIL, which is hefty. It leaves us at 500, which is kind of like exactly the cutoff for where I want to keep them at. So we can't really spend any more points. We add a couple, well, we don't really add a couple guys. We add one more 3-star guy to the board here in Kasim Cage from Martinsburg, West Virginia. He wants 10 NIL, so we went ahead and we gave him the 10 NIL that he was asking for, and we are going to keep him on the board. He is not particularly fast, but we just need depth at the wide receiver position because I'm assuming it's going to be a position that we end up losing players quite often in. It's just the nature of the game that players are going to leave us in the offseason, and a lot of them are going to be at positions where we have a lot of depth, which is like the wide receiver room. So we will keep him on the board here, and maybe he ends up turning into like the best guy we've ever seen as far as a contested specialist. You can never really tell. So with that being said, we also have to come over here to the depth chart. We did want to test out and see what would it be like if we put Mekhi Anderson in the slot instead of Parker Fulgham, and then we put Roland Stevens, I keep saying Roland Stevens, and I don't know why. We put Romel Stevens here at that third wide receiver slot, and then Parker Fulgham at 4, and we will let that be our wide receiver core, and we'll test how that looks here in this game against Army. Army is 0-5 so far this season. It's another away game for us. Definitely want to get back to a home game. Put a game on in front of some of the recruits that we have to still win the recruitment battles for. But what kind of alternate does Army have? Ooh, yeah, we'll go with that. But we will hop into this game here and try to get another win in our belt as we continue to build momentum towards the end of the season here. So, West Point. Not a place that I would particularly like to find myself, I think. I don't want to end up being thrust into military service, as that's their mascot is a fucking donkey. Are we so for real? Anyway, Army takes the field as the UTSA Roadrunners take the field, and I'm a little bit worried. Army on paper is worse than us, but they are also in the 70 overall range. That seems to be the range where our team just stops being able to fucking play football. And yeah, we can't really afford to have much of that. So James Ham will take the field as James Madison, his go-to guy who has bailed us out of so many bad situations. Our tandem here needs to put up a good performance on the road. So let's get in here for the moment and see how the team plays today. We're going to be pinned deep. We're going to start on our own 13 here as they give us reins for the first quarter drive. I love when they do this. And we get an opportunity here to pan off to DJ2. Gar, who's got space. First play from scrimmage, and you can kiss him goodbye. Touchdown, Roadrunners. Talk about a hot start. Nothing. All right. Big play on the first play from scrimmage for the Roadrunners as DJ Dugar Jr. is going to take it to the house. So, makes a man miss. Definitely what we wanted to see from him this season as we are back in the red zone already. So, a hot start in this game. That's exactly what we need if we are going to win this game. And we're going to hand off to Deuce Lawrence, our other electric running back, and he'll get a big gain of his own. We'll go to the RPO here on first and goal. Mekhi Anderson there on the outside, his first game in the slot, and we'll pass off to him, and can he use that speed to get to the goal line? Not quite, but we are left with a first and goal, or second and goal from the 1, And guess who? DJ Dugard Jr., and he is going to walk in another touchdown. And we're doing a little salsa. Okay, the cowboy. Pick a dance move, man. Holy cow. Touchdown Roadrunners up 14-0 as the first quarter ends. We find ourselves down in the red zone once again as we start on the 5-yard line. DJ Dugard Jr. is looking a little bit hurt or a little bit exhausted. So we'll switch the play up here. Look for somebody else as I see a man open, but we throw a horrible pass. I don't know if that was me or what, but the pass there was so far behind Mekhi Anderson, and they bring out the turnover axe. I guess that's Army's thing. So walk away empty-handed on that one. Not sure what was going on the pass there, but 3rd and inches for our offense in this situation now. James Hand looks to be a little bit cold. Not necessarily great, as we'll hand off to Deuce Lawrence, and guess who's got space? But the cornerback manages to get back into the play and bring him down. Faking injuries, trying to get themselves back into this game. They're trying to rob the momentum our offense has built, but it doesn't matter here. Red zone opportunity, handoff to DJ Dugard, and almost had some space there, but not quite, as it'll be 2nd and 6. Can we find something in the passing game here? We got somebody pretty quick here in the slot with Mekhi Anderson, and we'll give it to him here, and he will get us a quick first down. Could be almost like that Tyreek Hill type for us. Just get him the ball quickly and then let him do something in space. He doesn't need to get down the field to be successful. I mean, and honestly, that was when Tyreek Hill was at his best, is when the Kansas City offense was he hurt on that play? It sure looked like it. I hope that's not the case. But anyway, Tyreek Hill was definitely at his best when the Chiefs offense just would dump the ball off to him short and let him do what he was best at, which is outrunning anybody on the field. So 2nd and goal here. Let's see if we can get something in the play action, as we will fake the handoff, and I don't see anything that we can get without taking a huge risk. So we will throw it away. And, okay, so DJ Dugard Jr. is on the field here. So we'll try to play for a short 4th down, maybe, as, we get bounced off a tackle into a different defender. I love when that happens. So, up 14 here on the 5. I think we can afford to get a little bit aggressive here. And we did all of this to maybe give Romel Stevens a chance to go out and be that other contested specialist guy for us, as I throw to the wrong person. Okay, well, I did a whole bunch of setup for me to then absolutely screw that up. Can't believe that, but 1st and 10 here, minute to go, and I try to give Romel Stevens an opportunity there, but I am hit as I throw. Army getting a little bit of pressure here. 2nd and 10. Let's see if we can hand off and find something. They are playing that pretty well this time. And so 3rd and 8 now. Army's defense coming alive here towards the end of the first half. I think it's time. I don't want to continuously... Oh, looks like they sent a safety, and the pressure gets there, man. Okay. CPU is doing that thing it likes to do as our punter. Jesus, he's got a cannon for a leg, and I forgot about it, as it bounces off the crossbar. And Army is not going to do anything with that. And despite the fact that our offense is struggling a little bit here as of recent, defense is still playing up to snuff here, as we are not able to pick up the first down on the ground. And they're going to give us the opportunity to go for it on 4th, so maybe we go ahead and throw the football here. Who do we give it to? Nobody, because nobody's open, but I see plenty of space for James Hand to step up and run, and he will rip off a huge chunk and put the ball on the 10-yard line for our offense. So teams have been doing a really good job putting that QB spy out there, or at least keeping a linebacker in the area so we can't rip off those big chunks, but not that time. Handoff to DJ Dugard for a short gain. And on 2nd and goal here, I think we're still comfortable just handing the ball off. Deuce Lawrence will let Dugard take a snap off. And he's going to have some space. He'll make a quick cut and another touchdown on the board for the Roadrunners. So our offense really hasn't been too pass heavy so far in these first few seasons, but we've just had such great luck with signing good running back talent that throwing the ball hasn't been a huge priority, as one of our tackles is hurt. That's Kevin Yeast, big 3-star guy we brought in who's got a lot of talent. And as the fourth quarter starts, they are going for it on 4th down now late in this game. We're going to go ahead and keep the blitz on. Army running that typical Army offense, and we are going to force the turnover. And 3rd down now. It's interesting how, I mean, we're lucky that we're going up against Army, a team where we haven't probably needed to worry too much defensively with that option offense that they're running. As Romel Stevens goes up and gets a big one. Okay. So we've wanted another guy on the outside that we can maybe take shots to, and I've kind of been ignoring James Madison a little bit this game because I've wanted to prioritize testing out Romel Stevens, but that's kind of why I wanted to do that. I wanted to see if we've got another guy out there who can make that catch and if we've made the right decision. And so far between the two shifts that we've made, I kind of like the way the offense is looking here. Is nothing's going on there on 1st down, but I think long term, that might be what we want to do. I think we might have 2 guys here on the outside who can do something, as I throw that way too late. That was a horrible pass decision, so that's a 2nd interception I've thrown in this game. Just trying to be a little bit too aggressive through the air, I think, because we've got a quarterback that can make these passes offensively. I want to take more chances through the air, and sometimes it's just not justified like it was right there. So short gain on 1st down as we're in another red zone opportunity. 2nd and goal here. I don't like the setup of our receivers, so I was going to try to get some redemption with a short pass, but we'll just hand off with a draw and get 3, so it's 3rd and goal. So forced to go to the pass here if we want to maybe walk away with a touchdown. I like this matchup with Mekhi Anderson on the outside, as he is fast, but they do play everything perfectly. I want to see maybe I'm just missing the running back. I mean, even if I check down to, who is this? Which running back is this? Is that Noah Sanders there, the other transfer guy we brought in? So even if I check down to Noah Sanders on this play, I mean, they've got to, I mean, maybe they, but I mean, everyone is just blanketed, and that's just not a play that ends up working out for us. So Army comes out with the right game plan there for that play. So we'll kick the field goal here up big late in this game. And, we missed the short. That's AI. You didn't see it. It's not real. Don't know what happened there. Thought I had adjusted for the wind, but I guess I had pushed the field goal right. Moving on, Army going forward on 4th and 8, and they will complete a pass, and he will slide through our receiver. I don't know how that happened, but they will now have a goal line opportunity, it looks like. They're going forward again on 4th, and we'll just play some man coverage here. If they can beat us in man, congratulations. You finally scored a touchdown in this game. They're going to throw it up, and I try to switch onto the defender, but it switches me to an entirely different guy. I don't know what's going on with the defensive switching, but a 20-0 victory for us today. DJ Dugard Jr. had a huge game for us, including that long touchdown that ends up sealing the game for us. We'll take, or not ends up sealing the game for us, but really started the game off with a bang for us. As we will take a look at the highlights here, or not the highlights, the stats. Man, I can't speak today. So James Hand, 15 of 24 through the air for almost 200 yards, but no touchdowns and 2 picks. Both of those were my fault, unfortunately. DJ Dugard Jr., though, carrying the weight, and Deuce Lawrence also going over 100 yards on the ground. So not a game where we've really needed to rely on our passing game, although in the passing game, Mekhi Anderson having 5 catches for 61 yards is a promising sign, and we will see how that does long-term. And then defensively here, Tyler Jordan had a couple tackles for loss. We've got a couple sacks, it looks like, and no turnovers. So, I mean, Army runs the ball a ton, so that's not surprising. But we will move on to next week here and finish out this episode, hopefully 6-2. Okay, so we're at the beginning of week 9, and as you can see, we have a commit from Paul Petrowski here. So that was an important recruitment for us to win. We were in a deep battle, and we will also get a recruitment win for Chuck Rudolph. So a couple guys that we were in battles for, we do end up winning here, and we have a few guys coming to campus for a visit this week, as we will get ourselves ready for practice and then check in on recruiting. So we are in recruiting, and I've just got a crazy idea, and I really hope that you guys will hear me out. What if we spend 180 NIL on a Mike linebacker who's a 4-star gem? What if, right? Do I sound like a psychopath? Do I sound like the guy pointing at the whiteboard? Maybe if I continue to try to talk you into this. He's a 4-star lurker who has 85 speed and 90 acceleration. He's got 77 man coverage, which is, I think, better than anything that our cornerbacks are doing. And he's got horrible man or zone coverage, but I'm assuming that that's got plenty of room to grow. I don't see why not. We can look at our NIL at the end of the season. We'll be able to recruit some NIL on guys that might not want it, but I could also regret it. So our strategy here is we are going to try to wait and see if anybody offers him, because right now he's got no offers, and we will hope that maybe we can get him for a discounted rate, perhaps, genuinely. But that's really all that we have done updating the recruitments. Everybody else here, we're still in pretty good shape for. This matchup is going to be crucial because it is a visit week. We do have recruits in attendance here. So kind of crucial that we walk away with a win here. So we are going to hop into this game, the last game of this episode, and try to finish out strong. Definitely started out with a little bit of a tough result against Memphis, but the next 2 games of this episode have been pretty good performances from our team, and I hope that's just indicative of what this team is capable of. You know, and I can't help but believe that this team will play better than this against better opponents. We just have to find the right combination of things here, as I think we'll go with our blackout alternate. But like I said, we'll hop into this game. Let's see what our Roadrunners have for the Florida Atlantic Owls today. Okay, so week 9 in the Alamo Dome. We've got our blackouts on, and we need to come out here and put up a win in big fashion against the FAU Owls. Recruits in attendance. Anytime we've got recruits in attendance, that blowout bonus is prevalent. So let's hop into the sim here. Let's see what our team has got for us today. And early on here, we find ourselves with a red zone opportunity. So as we have been doing all season so far, we'll keep relying on our running backs as Deuce Lawrence is snapping around the field like crazy as we find ourselves now first and goal on the 3. Let's see if we can get something going through the RPO game. We'll dump one off to Mekhi Anderson, maybe let him get the edge, but the cornerback does manage to clash down there just in time. Who is just in time? I have no idea who that guy is. We'll hand off to Dugar Jr. here on second, maybe find it. And nothing going on there on second. So a quick 3rd down. And what do we do here? I think we turn to the pass. They've played the run well the first 2 downs of this. And we try to throw something short as we rocket one in for Mekhi Anderson. A little bit behind him there. Hand has been struggling to get the ball in on target in these short down situations. But 3rd and 8 here. And what will the FAU Owls do? Have not played them since year 1. So don't even know what this team looks like at this point, as I see an open man downfield, and we managed to knock the ball out, as that was bound to be a big completion there. And Oh, we missed the extra point on our scoring drive there. 3rd and 10, though, for us, as we are looking to see what the FIU Owls will do defensively here. And they're going to play James Madison, so we'll throw one up for Romel Stevens, and I mistimed the catch there, so maybe if I had timed that better, he comes down with that. But we'll come up short here, and I think we just kicked the field goal here. We're going to make this a really weird score. Oh, maybe we're not going to make it as I mistime it. Oh, boy. Struggling in the field goal game. That's not like me. I'm usually pretty automatic with the field goals here, as we need to make a big stop against FAU as they are driving the ball on us. As we are kind of deep in the second quarter now without having scored much. And we will get a stop there on 3rd down. Are they going to go for it on 4th? It sure looks like they're going to go for it. So I think we come out in man. Let's force them to beat us man-to-man, and they're going to hand off right into Alan Angerer, our redshirt freshman defensive tackle, who has been kind of a run block or run stuffing guy for us. He has definitely been the guy in the middle of the field, and we are now finding FAU in the red zone here, and they're going to hand off to the running back, and we will try to make a stop here. I don't know how they got the ball down here so fast, but it is now 2nd and 10. They're going to hand off to the running back again, and he's going to bounce off a few guys, and it is going to be a touchdown for FAU. So just like that, FAU takes the lead. However, we do find ourselves in the red zone ourselves as the 2-minute timeout comes to give us a break. And we find ourselves now 2nd and inches on the 18. What will we do? Can we maybe get something to James Madison as he is wide open? Didn't really even need to go for the aggressive catch there. Did it for the style points maybe. And wide open, James Madison gets us a touchdown. We'll get the ball here with 1:04. We're on our 5-yard line, and they're like, hey, go score a touchdown. So maybe we try to go score a touchdown, I guess. I don't know. Not a lot of time to go down the field and do that, but we will try to get something going here quickly maybe. Maybe we try to look for a one-on-one opportunity down the field and nothing doing. So we'll roll out with James Hand and just pick up the first. I think we got ourselves out of bounds, so we get ourselves an opportunity to reset. What do we do here? We're going to roll because I don't see anything going on. And once again, I think we're just going to step up and run, pick up another first down with James Hand here. So FAU doing a pretty decent job playing the passing lanes here, and we will have to kind of be creative, it looks like, as we'll find Arvis Battle Jr., who will pick us up the first down. We still do have 2 timeouts, so we can use one of them if we need to. I think we can get another play off quickly here, and we can take a shot for James Madison down the field, and their star cornerback will manage to make a play that time. So 2nd and 10 now. What do we look for here? I see James Madison open as that pass is going to be behind him, and it is picked off. This is the same thing we've been dealing with lately where all of James Hand's passes have just been behind his guys. I don't know why, and I'm leading the pass ahead of him. I was absolutely trying to throw the ball out ahead of him, but we're just unable to put the ball where it needs to be. And now FIU has a chance to go down and get a touchdown of their own, but our pass rush is going to get through. Are they going to call a timeout? I sure hope so. So FAU will get a field goal opportunity now before halftime. I mean, like I said, he was open, and there was no reason for me to not throw that ball there. But just can't anticipate the ball being that far behind my receiver as the ball is up and through the uprights for FAU. So going into halftime, it is a 13-10 game as we are now seeing FAU drive the ball down our field. 3rd and 13 now, though. Have an opportunity to force a big stop, maybe get ourselves a chance on offense to give ourselves some cushion in this game, as we will get a hand on the pass and force a 4th down, and they do tie the game up. We're given a 3rd down opportunity. It is 3rd and 5. We are on their 23-yard line, so maybe we hand it off, play for a short fourth down if we can't pick it up. But Deuce Lawrence is able to push his way through for a first down, and we now get the red zone opportunity here. So, gonna keep handing the ball off. Kind of lost a little bit of confidence in the passing game this game, as nothing's going on the ground there either. So, we've just been in a position where I don't know if I can rely on the passing game or if I can rely on the running game either. And the third quarter is going to end before that play will snap. So, entering the fourth quarter now, it's a tie game. Kind of not the situation I was expecting us to be in here. But that just shows you can't take any game lightly. And we will snap the ball here on 2nd 11. They're bringing the pressure, and we will just try to throw the ball away. Luckily, we don't take the snap, but certainly don't pick up any yardage. And it's a 3rd and 11. So it's getting close to a situation where we might have to take 3 here. But we can roll out on 3rd down and maybe pick up the 1st and more, as there is just nothing but space for James Hand. And gotta hand it to him. He has been doing it on the ground for us. So 20-13 now, and FAU marches down and scores right away. And we've got the ball here with 4 minutes to go. It's 3rd and 9 now, however, but I'm still going to hand the ball off and try to get us a shorter 4th down situation, and just nothing going on there. They didn't give us the opportunity to go for it on 4th. I hate when it does this, man. Like, I think, I get comfortable with the setup being, in these later game situations, we'll get an opportunity here as the first pass of their drive is dropped. So maybe we come out in man on 2nd down here. But I just feel like they would have given us the opportunity to go for it on 4th, and they didn't do that. So Florida Atlantic gets the ball back as they're able to complete that one despite the heavy coverage. And it is 3rd and 2 now. Maybe we send a stunt to try to get some pressure into their backfield. Does not look like we have done a great job getting pressure this year. I mean, every time we've checked the stats, they have been not particularly favorable as far as getting stops, as Florida Atlantic is not going to pick up the 1st, and they're going to choose to punt deep in their own territory. So our offense will have an opportunity here to go down and get a game-winning drive, as Mekhi Anderson, our fast wide receiver here, will get the punt return and get us in pretty decent position here. We're going to start on the 35 with 2:20 left on the clock and 70 yards in front of us to win this game. Let's start on the ground. It doesn't look like our ground game has been doing us a ton of favors today, but there is no better time for big run than in a late game situation when you need it the most, right? So 2nd and 11 here, as Mekhi Anderson is out there on the edge, and I'm not sure why. We're going to throw it out from James Madison and secure the catch there, as we can see that he has thrown 2 interceptions today, unfortunately. So just continuing to have a rough season as far as turnovers are concerned. 1st and 10 here. Going to hand off to Deuce Lawrence, who's going to have some space, try to make a man miss, but they get the tackle quickly. So we are now in field goal range, I would say. We have a kicker who's got quite the leg, can make these long kicks. That's why you go out and you get yourself a kicker with his kind of leg. So we are not in any sort of hurry or feeling any sort of pressure to throw the ball, as our lineman makes a big block, but we kind of get forced to bounce off the lineman there, and FAU will take a timeout. So 3rd and 4 here. I want to keep the ball on the ground, I think. Make them use another timeout, and maybe even pick up a 1st, as we are going to try to get the stiff arm. Oh, boy. So 1 minute and 3 seconds on the clock. It's a 48-yard field goal from here. Our offense has struggled immensely to produce any sort of success on the ground. But if we are going to seal this game, there needs to be less time on the clock. So we will hand off and pick up the first down. So FAU's last timeout has been burned. And with 59 seconds left, we can run this clock down until we decide we are ready to kick that field goal. They can't ice us at all. And we will hand off to Deuce Lawrence here. And he might have almost scored a touchdown there. But we are going to happily go ahead and put on shoot clock for this next play as we will hand off. And then after this, we will make sure we turn shoot clock off as DJ Dugard Jr. will pick up another first down here and make this an incredibly short field goal. And then we will watch this clock run down here. And we'll make sure we are down to a time where there's no chance for them to get the ball back. So 2 seconds on the clock. We bring out the true freshman kicker. I have struggled maybe a little bit with him recently, but with this game on the line, there's no way I can screw this field goal up from this close. And we're going to put it down. It is up, and it is good. So, big time win here. FAU gave us just about everything we could handle in this game, but we do emerge victorious. I forgot to look at the stats. We'll take a look at them here in just a moment. But victory is ours. That is the biggest thing to note here as we will take a look at the stats. So, not a strong performance from James Hand in the slightest. Only just above 54 or 50% completion with 2 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. DJ Dugard Jr. and Deuce Lawrence not producing much of anything. And James Hand, I mean, combined between the 3 guys here, we did rush for 100 yards, but just kind of not the performance we wanted to put out there. James Madison leading the way receiving-wise with 5 for 81 and a touchdown. And then defensively, like I said, just not producing many sacks, not producing many tackles for loss, and definitely not producing many turnovers. So we do walk away from that game victorious, but there are definitely things that are concerning about that performance as well. So we will head into week 10 as we wrap up this episode. Hopefully we see some good news to end this episode, and we sure do. We get a verbal commitment from Jimmy McCarthy. And what else do we have news-wise? We have a couple guys coming to visit this week and a couple of guys reaching their top 3 here. So starting next episode, we will be preparing for a Week 10 matchup against North Texas. So with that being said, if you did enjoy today's episode, please leave a like, subscribe, and comment if you have any comments about how I am throwing our games for content. I'm sure you guys probably think that I just really suck at the game, I promise. And I will see you guys in the next episode. Take care.